You are a law student wanting to become a lawyer. Here's the thing, you do not have to worry about remembering every single thing that you learned from your law degree when you become a lawyer. And I'll tell you why. I'm a 24-year-old lawyer from Melbourne. I failed 8 classes when I was in law school, got 3 HDs in my last semester, and now I'm a lawyer, and this is my series called Unpacked and Unfiltered. Law and Law School, Unpacked and Unfiltered. Where I either unpack or unfilter something in law. And today I'm going to unpack why you don't need to worry about remembering everything you learned in law school when you become a lawyer. First things first, it's actually kind of obvious when you think about it. When you become a lawyer, you're obviously going to be doing like 1 to 2, 3 different areas of law. Regardless of how many areas of law that you do, you're not gonna be using everything that you learned in your law degree. That's the first thing that is kind of obvious, but you're not gonna obviously apply everything that you learned in your law degree. Okay, but let's say for example you do property law. This is my example. I do practice property law. Do you need to remember everything that do I need to remember everything that I learned from my property law unit? The short answer is no. First of all, you get your training and you gain knowledge on the go when you're getting trained at your job. For example, how I know property and conveyancing law in 4 different states back to front now, it did not come from my law degree. It came from the training that I did, the knowledge that I gained right away, and the repetitiveness. The more that I did it, the more time that I did it at work, it became part of my work routine, the more that it was just ingrained in my mind. That came from the job training in itself, and it did not come from the property law unit that I did in my law degree. Here's a concern. What if I come across a question or a client asks me a question and I don't know the answer to it? Well, guess what? It's not about knowing everything. It's about knowing where to find the answers. I saw this creator that posted, a lawyer creator, I forgot her name. I didn't save the TikTok, but it is saved in my brain, that it's not about knowing the answer. It's about finding the answer. And there are lawyers out there, especially those with years and years of experience, that will still research something. They will still do a Google search. They will still do the research that they need to find the answer to whatever problem is laid out in front of them. It is actually so important that when you're a lawyer that you have that willingness to always be learning something new, because that's how you learn and evolve and grow as a lawyer, is you're constantly learning something new. So you're not just limited to your law degree. You have to do training, do seminars. And how do I know this? Well, you have to do your CPD, aka your continuing professional development. So in the state of Victoria, you need to do 10 CPD points every single year before you renew your practicing certificate. That is one of the things that tells you that you need to be learning. You need to be learning new things. You need to be learning to grow and evolve as a lawyer to renew your practicing certificate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the law degree is completely useless. But obviously things that you would still apply from your law degree or even your PLT to